So I look at myself as a God. You know, it's so strange how people are always making excuses. Whenever I'm out here in nature, just, looking at what God created, it always reminds me of how amazing and powerful God is. But there's a lot of lessons that people are actually supposed to learn from it. Looking at it, there's water, and I saw a couple different animals coming to draw from the water source. But look at it this way. Imagine if God was to make an excuse just for one day and say, just for that day, I'm not going to provide sunlight. I'm not going to provide any water. I'm not going to provide anything. I'm just taking it away because I'm so tired. Or whatever the reason might be, which doesn't exist because God doesn't make excuses. What would actually happen to life force? Yet Jesus says, is it not written that ye are gods? So I look at myself as a God because God says I am a God. Yes, it's a small letter G, but remember, God is not God's name. God is God's function. And Jesus is his name. So you ought to understand and get to a place of living a life of no excuses. Because the more excuses you make, the more you fail your creation. What is your creation? Your business. What is your creation? Your children. The Bible says this about a man. It says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Think about the empire that you're building. Think about what you're actually doing, the work that you're putting in. Is it just going to provide a couple noodles for your kids today? Or is it actually going to leave an inheritance for your children's children? I will tell you 90% of men are not building anything that will sustain their children's children. But they're only doing things that can sustain them now. Which shows for that even their provision to their children is selfish-centered. It is self-centered and it is self-serving. It is not there to serve family. It is not there to serve what they are supposed to take care of. It is not there to serve anybody else, but it just happens to sustain their kids because they're still alive. That means they're doing it for them because they can't be hungry or they can't watch their kids be hungry. But what about tomorrow? If you were to wake up dead, what do your children eat? What do your children's children do? Where would they stay? All of those things nobody puts into consideration. So it is a time to make no excuses. I want you right now, if you're looking to grow, you want understanding, I'm giving you one free opportunity. Don't you make an excuse again. All you have to do is to call the number that is going to appear on your screen. Now here's how I function. I have two phones, actually three. One is an office line, two belong to me, but one is personal and the other one is mainly for people that want to reach out to me, find mentorship, have questions that they want to ask, whatever help they might need. Yes, I don't always, go through that. I have people that do it for me, but sometimes I actually do check it. And in this particular moment, I have enough time to look into everybody that is reaching out. So I don't want you to hesitate. All you have to do is to text no excuses to the number showing on the screen. And I'm going to give you next steps to live a life of no excuses and establish an empire that will sustain not only you, but your children's children. Live without excuses. That is the life that God has designed for you. Signing out.